everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my first kind of impression with this makeup palette from Makeup Revolution. This one is called the I Heart Revolution Violet palette. I love how this one looks. They all have the same kind of packaging too, but this color is just so pretty. So if you want to see how I created this look and what I think about this palette, then please keep watching. And these colors are so beautiful. I can't wait to try these. I love this color story. It's so pretty, and I feel like there's not a whole lot of purple palettes. Like there's the Lila palette, but this one just looks so beautiful. It kind of reminds me of like peanut butter and jelly. You know, it's got this warm kind of browns and then this like super pretty grape color. Oh my god, I can't wait to try these. So this is actually going to be my very first time trying out this palette. The only other ones I've tried so far, I used just a little bit of the Choco Mint one, and I really liked what I used in that palette. And then I used a little bit of the Praline Face palette, this larger one. So those are the only other ones I've used so far, and so far I like them. So now we're gonna test out this one and see what kind of look I can come up with. Okay, as always, I'm gonna start by priming my eyes. I'm almost done with my e.l.f. eyelid primer. This is like one I've had forever, and it's just the little $1 eyeshadow primer. Like I mentioned in one of my past videos, I feel like I've just become a lot less snobby when it comes to eyeshadow primers. So yeah, this is just the one I'm gonna be using today. Okay, there are so many beautiful colors in this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with one of the lighter ones. I'm gonna go with this one here. That one is called Conjure. So I'm just gonna take that on a fluffy brush like this, and I'm gonna put that in the crease just to kind of see what we get. It's actually a really pigmented color. Usually they're kind of like ones you have to build up a bit, but this one, I feel like I'm getting a lot of color from that one right off the bat. It almost looks just slightly darker than I expected, but I'm actually really okay with that because I feel like it shows up on my skin. I feel like they don't kick up too much. I'm definitely one of those people that I like to kind of pat my brush into an eyeshadow to really like get the color on the brush, and it doesn't seem too powdery. Like if you really scrub your brush into that, I feel like you definitely could kick up a lot of powder, but just how I like to pick up eyeshadow, it's doing pretty good. Like not too much fallout on here at all. Next, I'm going to take this color here. This one is just a matte kind of creamy color. This one is called Prevail, and I'm just going to use this brush. This one is one of the Alamar Cosmetic ones I got from a BoxyCharm box, and again, just going to pick that up, and I'm going to put that right under the brow bone and blend those colors together. Next, I'm going to take this one here. This one is called Vaudeville. I love that name. And again, with the same brush, I'm going to pick that one up, and I'm going to focus this one mainly on the outer portion of my lid and kind of blend that inward just a bit. Yeah, that's really pigmented. I feel like these are so nice. I feel like I don't have to work hard to blend these. It just looks so nice. And I'm kind of doing more of like a patting kind of motion rather than like a swiping motion. I just feel like whenever you have a little bit more of a pigmented shadow, that patting motion works really well, but I feel like swiping works a little bit better for like a shimmer kind of product, because then you're really crushing those particles and making it lay flat against the skin so the light is able to reflect off it more. Just a little bit of science for you. And then I'm going to blend that upward just a bit higher because I have hooded eyelids. I like to blend them just a little bit more so it can be seen when my eye is actually closed. So if I'm looking straight on and I just have it like that, you can't see as much of that color. But on this side, because I blended it up a little bit more, you can see it more when my eye is open. Oh my gosh, there are so many of these purples I want to use. First, I think I'm going to use this one here. This is the darkest color in the palette, and that one is called Desired. And I'm going to take that on a really small brush, and I'm just going to run that on the lower outer part of my lash line. And I don't want to bring that one in too far because I want to use some other purples down there as well. So I'm just going to kind of smoke those two together where it meets the orange. Next, I'm going to take this color here. It's a little bit more of a pinkier kind of color. This one is called Forsaken. And again, I'm going to take that on the same small brush, and I'm just going to apply this to the center portion of my lower lash line. Next, going back with that darkest color Desired and my fluffy blending brush, I'm going to take just like a little of it just to kind of put down on where I blended it from the lower. I'm gonna just apply just a tiny bit of this here to blend into that crease color. And I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a cut crease, so I'm gonna take just some concealer and I'm gonna apply just a little bit of that on the back of my hand, and with a very flat, precise brush like this, I'm going to pick up some of that and blink out my crease. And then I'm gonna just take my finger and blend that edge so it's not a super harsh cut crease there on the outer portion. Okay, next I think I'm gonna kind of do a gradient with this color, and this color. The first one was called Curfew. The middle one is called Violacious. Is that a word? I don't know. And then the lightest one is called Amethyst. So I'm gonna start with the darkest color from this side and work my way inward and make it lighter. So first with the color Curfew, I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of this onto my brush and I'm going to pat that on the outer half of my crease. Feel like it's gonna look a little strange until I get this all blended, or maybe it's gonna be a total disaster. We will see, because that's just how makeup goes sometimes. Next I'm gonna go with the lighter one. This one is called Violacious, and I'm gonna blend that a little bit further inward. And this is when I'm going to be doing a little bit more of a swiping motion. Like I said, it just helps to actually crush and blend those particles together so they're flattened against the skin, and then it lets the light reflect off it more. And then taking that lightest color Amethyst, I'm going to blend that in the innermost part of my lid. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more of that desired color and I'm going to blend over more of that orange color and kind of bring more of the purple to the top. Next I'm going to take the amethyst color again and I'm going to take it on my finger and try that and just pat it over the top. I feel like that worked a lot better. I just really like using my finger to apply shimmers now. Usually I'll just apply them with a brush at first to like get a more precise application of it, but then I like to use my finger and really press it in, and then I feel like it just does a really good job at making that shine come back and making it super, super reflective. Okay, and so this is the eyeshadow so far. I'm going to finish off the mascara and liner and everything like that off camera and come back and show you guys the final look, and I will let you guys know my thoughts on this eyeshadow palette so far. If my lashes look bad, please just ignore it. Okay, and so this is the finished eye look. I think I definitely had a moment there where I was kind of like, oh shit, this is not turning out very good, but I think I was able to bring it back and I like the way it turned out, and I really like how the palette performed. Now, to be honest, I think my only issue was just kind of like my color choices and stuff. I was trying to do too many things at once, and the only other thing I added, I just did a little bit of this Peri Para glitter eyeshadow. This one's in the color Paper Flower. I did just a little bit of that on the like inner portion of my lid just to add a little bit of glitter. Okay, and overall, what do I think about this palette? I really liked it so far. Now, this is, again, my first time using this palette, so I'm gonna have to use it a lot more and try out these other colors, but I really loved the matte colors. I feel like they worked so well. They were very pigmented. I only got to do a handful of shimmers, and I feel like the darker ones was a little hard to use with a brush, but I find a lot of the times with shimmers, I like applying them with my fingers. They just work better, and I really like how this look turned out. I feel like it's really fun and purple and festive. It kind of reminds me of my backdrop just a little bit, but I really like this palette so far, and it's fun, and I mean, these colors are so beautiful, right up my alley. I can't wait to use this again, and I need to try out these other colors. Like, these other shimmers are really pretty as well. You could do something super neutral with it, but you could do something super fun and out there with like these purples, this dark purple, those red pink kind of colors. I feel like this is such a really nice palette, and after looking at all of the palettes that I have from my collection, it just really sticks out to me. There's a couple other ones that I don't know, they just don't excite me as much, or they're not as unique. This is one that I feel like it's a really pretty one, and of course, like I said, I gotta use this more, but my very first impression with it is I really like it. And I think you can see how the color built up. I was able to use it. I feel like they blended pretty well, and I think any of the issues I had with it was really just me and not so much the product. I mean, are these the best shadows I've ever used in my life? I'm gonna be honest, they're not, but I think that they're still really good products. So far, I'm pretty happy with this, and that's gonna be my little first impression of my first Makeup Revolution palette. I'm gonna try to do more of these, hopefully at least one for every palette that I bought. I mean, ideally, I'd love to do like a collection of looks for each video, but I've only got so much time, and a lot of these have more fun out there colors that I just kind of don't really feel comfortable wearing it to my regular 9-to-5 and stuff, so I'm gonna have to save these really fun looks for the weekend for now. So far, at least for this palette, I am giving it a thumbs up. If these colors speak to you and $15 is something that you feel like is really reasonable for eyeshadow, I think that that's a great price, especially for these. You get so many different colors, and honestly, I like this palette a lot. So I'm really happy with this one, and we will have to see what I think about the next palette. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.